Today on Street Rotting American Style, we packed up everybody and headed to Wichita, Kansas. Population 384,445 and home of the Starbird Devlin Rotting Custom Car Show. 3 days of awesome rides. Today we'll look at a 1963 Ford Falcon, a 1958 Ford Edsel, a 34 Ford 4-door, a 1950 Chevy pickup, and if that's not enough, how about a 57 Pontiac Cheats and Station Wagon, and a 1963 Chevy C10 stepside. All this is coming up next on Street Rotting American Style.
Support for Street Rotting American Style is provided in part by BG Products Incorporated. BG Products Incorporated is dedicated to making vehicles last longer and perform better in the meantime. In shops all over the world, BG Products serves the driving public with innovative products and proven programs of automotive maintenance. More information can be found at bgfindashop.com. And
Ren Radio plays your favorite oldies. Great oldies of the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. Great oldies from Elvis, Chuck Berry, the Skyliners, and many more. Nothing but the greatest music ever laid down on disc. Ren Radio is online all the time at renradio.net.
Good times, great oldies. WREN.
They make you look, dream, and sometimes even wish. These are street rods, built or just owned by those who have the same passion. My name is David Wolf, and along with Simon McCormick and Patricia Brown, we travel to admire these passions. These are works of art and are designed with the personality and the ingenuity of the owner in mind. Built in garages, barns, and even under shade trees in communities all across this great land of ours. This is more than just a hobby. This is an addiction. This is Street Rotting American Style.
David,
Right.
for the next 3 days in Wichita, Kansas,
Okay.
guess what?
I had no clue.
We have the Starbird Devlin Rod and Custom Car Show.
That's a huge, huge show.
Dude.
Lots of cars.
Tons.
We may need help finding cars. We might have to get Patricia to help us on this one.
Really, dude? You think we can trust Patricia to find us some cars?
What? No.
It is a fantastic day for a car show, and I am here with Tim Devlin for the 56th annual Starbird Devlin Rod and Custom Car Show. Thank you so much for having us. I am looking at all of these cars packed building to building. Where did all these people come from?
We've got people from all over the country, thousands of miles away. We've got them from east to west, all over.
Do they mostly trailer them, or do they drive them?
You know, these are cars that are in our Magnificent 7 competition, and these guys aren't driving them all the way. We've had some guys drive them, which surprised me, but most of them are in a trailer.
Okay, you said Magnificent 7. I want to know a little bit more about that.
Our Magnificent 7 is our best of show competition.
Okay.
What we do is we promote this Magnificent 7. We have cars that the only qualification to be in the Magnificent 7 is it must be shown for the first time in Wichita. So if you've shown your car here in Wichita, it doesn't qualify.
Oh my goodness.
But we do have some local cars that are competing in it because they just finished it.
Yeah.
But most of these cars are from all over the country, and they're competing for our best of show. It's a money prize, $5,000 for first place.
Oh my goodness. That's definitely a nice prize to take home after it was shown for the first time, right?
No question, no question.
Well, I'm looking, like I said, you have a ton of cars. You must be making some bank off this show and have all of these cars
You know,
here.
you might think that, but everything we do is going to charities.
Oh,
100%
fantastic.
of our proceeds go to 3 local charities. We have the Arc of Sedgwick County, we have Starkey and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas. So everything we do, once we've done Paid for Century 2, we're sending it all back to these charities.
Going back to the charities, going back to the community.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. Okay, well, Tim, I hate to cut this short, but I know Cy and David are already out there picking their cars. Today, I get to pick 2 cars, and I can't wait to see who finds the best car.
Patricia, Dave, you guys are never gonna guess what I found. This beauty is amazing, drop dead gorgeous. Got its owner, Bill, right here. Bill, what on earth are we looking at?
We are looking at a 1958 Edsel Pacer.
in 1958, Wilt Chamberlain signs with the Harlem Globetrotters. The Price is Right becomes a big hit on television, and a postage stamp only costs 4 cents.
Bill, you got this dude painting on your car. Are you aware of that?
What is going on? Oh yeah, that's
Shane?
Shane, my pinstripe man.
Shane Z pinstriper. You know, he looks familiar. I think we've talked to him before. That's good work. What are you gonna do if he messes up?
Well, we'll just wipe it off and try again.
Well, tell me this, man. It's a beauty as it sets. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's an eye-catching vehicle.
Thank you.
Why would you go and put pinstripes on it?
It's all about the detail.
All about the
It just needs that final touch.
Well, what all have you done to it?
We started out with this car about 4 years ago. I looked at it and thought, and Edsel, what am I doing?
This thing is straight up laying frame on the ground. Is it on air?
It is on air.
I hope so.
Yes, it is.
How about the power plant? What are we running?
The original motor was a FE block, 361 cubic inch. It says E400 on the valve cover.
Okay.
Everybody thinks that's the cubic inch. That's foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, really?
So
someone's putting out 400 foot-pounds of torque?
Well, the 361 did.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a big car.
It's a big car.
They would need it.
Weighing in a little over 4,000 pounds. So I put a 390 with a C6 in it.
Sweet.
For a drive line. Put the fender skirts on it so that wanted that narrower axle, so everything cleared, didn't have any issues there.
I see the steering wheel, and I think that's the radio, but it's not, is it?
No, the center of the steering wheel actually has the push button tele-touch drive.
That's how you put it in gear.
That's how you put it in
Park,
gear.
neutral, reverse, you hit those touch buttons like on the old 8-track, almost is what it looks like.
That's correct. Yep.
And that's what makes it go.
That's what puts it in drive. I don't know if you saw this. The horse collar grill in the front.
Yeah, yeah.
That was also one of their kind of Edsel's trademarks.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I did was I had a friend of mine came over to my shop. He saw some extra grills sitting on the wall. And he said, wouldn't that be neat to make that into an air cleaner?
Sweet.
So I turned, I put the horse collar air cleaner.
Sweet. That is awesome. That's ingenuity right there. That's what makes hot rodding, man. Good job. That's way cool. Awesome. If I can ask, what do you got wrapped up in this thing?
I can't tell you that because my wife would, I can't tell my wife.
That's awesome. Does she help you?
She didn't like the project at first, but now that she's seen it with the shiny paint on it,
heck yeah.
she's coming around.
It's fun to ride in, I bet.
Oh yeah.
We've all heard the term lead sled. Sledsel on the side of the car.
I figured that because it's an Edsel, all I needed were 2 more letters to turn it into the Sledsel.
Where'd you get the letters?
Off some of those parts cars I was showing.
Oh yeah, because there is an S.
L.
You've done a great job, and I'm so glad you could bring it out to show it to us today, man. Sweet ride.
Thank you very much.
Difference between being rebellious and being different. Tim just wanted to be different with his '57 Chieftain station wagon, and we're glad he was. It's next on Street Rodding American Style.
Tim, love the car, and I think the blue it's really stuck out to me. But what am I looking at here?
You're looking at a 1957 Pontiac Chieftain station wagon.
In 1957, American Bandstand debuted on ABC. Tail fins on new cars continued to get taller, and the Mackinac Bridge opens connecting the lower and upper peninsulas of Michigan.
Now, why Pontiac and why a station wagon? Because you don't see this very often.
Well, I like to be different. My family had been doing Chevys and was really a big Chevy fan, so I knew that I wanted to try something a little bit different, and I came up with the idea to do a station wagon. Everybody thought I was just crazy, and I thought, well, that's different enough for me.
So you're rebellious.
Yes.
So your wife had no problem. She said, go for it, honey.
She was not at the show. I texted her a picture of it from the show, and she said I was crazy. So she just couldn't believe the station wagon and didn't think it was a hot rod, and I brought it home, and she said, okay, well, it's still not really a hot rod, and we went from there.
Did it sway her now? Are you still pseudo crazy or not?
No, I'm not crazy at all. She loves it. It's a hot rod. She just wants to ride in it as much as she can, and we, whenever we can, we're out riding in it, taking our little girl. And,
this is not just weekend cruiser.
No.
This is a driver.
This is a driver.
Really?
It is what I would drive. Yes.
Okay, let's look at the details of this thing. Let's start with the headlights here. I noticed they're mildly Frenched. Was it like that when you got it, or did you guys build it that way?
It was like that when I got it.
Okay, so that was one thing you had to check off the list. You already got it. Did you like the French headlights?
Yes.
Okay, so cool. Now, secondly, under the hood. What's under the hood?
Under the hood is a 350 Chevy Crate engine.
Pretty stock?
Yes.
All stock?
Yes.
But it looks good. You open that hood, the cowling on there is just smooth. You have no bolts. It's seamless on the firewall.
My idea was to clean off the firewall and make it as clean as possible. And when I spoke with Keith, he said, well, if we're going to do that, how about we go ahead and clean up the fender wells,
right,
and we cover the radiator. So I had the firewall planned out, and he added to that and cleaned up the fender wells where you don't see the welding spots. It's nice and smooth.
Also, another thing I've noticed, steering wheel, rims, they match. Those billets?
Yes, those
are
billets.
So these are made by billet.
Yep.
And again, I love the idea. How many people notice that they match?
Not so many so far, but it's one of those things when they do notice, they're like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Went to that, yeah.
Now, again, we'll go back to the interior. We get the steering wheel, but now you got the gauges in front of it.
Yes.
But that's not old school. That's very new school.
Yes.
Why new school?
Well, we kept the outside of the car pretty old school, other than shaving the door handles and things like that. And we kind of felt like the interior, we wanted to do a cross between old school and new school. And I knew that I wanted to have a good stereo in there.
Right. So you have a good stereo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I knew that I wanted something that I could really drive and listen to music, and also when you're sitting at long car shows, my little girl likes to be able to watch TV, so I can put her in there watching a little DVD player.
So you have a DVD player in there also?
Yep.
Again, new school. Well, I'm telling you, Tim, great looking car. Thanks for letting us take a look at it.
Thank you.
Every car has some kind of romantic story behind it, and this 34 Ford is no exception. It belongs to John and Christy, and we have them next on Street Rodding American Style.
I am here with John and Christy Heaton, and I walked by and this car just jumped out at me. This is the most fantastic car. Tell me what we're looking at here.
Well, you're looking at a 1934 Ford, four-door.
In 1934, the Golden Gate Bridge opens. Toothpaste cost 35 cents, and comedian Bill Cosby was born.
I've heard there's some special memories in this car, correct?
Yes.
Yes? Uh-huh.
We dated in this car.
Uh-huh.
And
first date?
Yes.
First date.
All dates.
All
he
dates.
didn't have a car.
That's
all
right.
we had.
That's
anyway,
right.
he asked me to marry him in this car.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Now, I've seen some pictures of your friends, right, with you guys. Can you tell me about that?
Okay, in 1972, we went to a parade in Altoona, Kansas.
Okay.
And we dressed up like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes, fit the car, right?
And we took our pictures. And so, 40 years later, last year, last summer, we went down to Chanute and we got them and we took our pictures again.
Oh, very fun.
40 years later.
40 years, lots of memories. Okay, now when you guys were dating, did she give you a hard time about working on your car or telling you, you know, you need to have more time for me? Did she do that?
No.
No?
Heck no. You see that seat? It's really close. She's always right next to me. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But,
so did you enjoy working on the car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. Better than he did.
Better than he did.
Yeah, I said, you are never selling that car, buddy.
And so has he tried? He's tried to sell it?
A couple times. He said, I think we need to sell our car. I said, no.
Never,
way.
right?
I love that car. Too many memories.
There. Okay, now you've driven it then?
Yes.
Yes?
Oh, yeah, I used to drive it all the time.
Have you squealed the tires a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nicely done. Little high five there.
Well, she also skinned the right fender.
Oh, no.
When was that?
I remember a little of that.
Those are the things we kind of brush under the rug. That's we don't want to talk about those.
Just a little one. But that was before we overhauled it.
Oh,
that was
okay.
Back in the day. I'll tell you something that happened to us when we decided to restore the car. I came down with colon cancer. So we went to the Good Guys show in Kansas City.
Right.
And I was standing there, and here came a 34 Ford, and I'm watching the sedan.
Right.
And they pulled up right where I was
Next to you,
standing. The guy got out, and I just started talking to him, telling him, man, I love that car and everything. And he just got through with his chemo treatments.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was just going to start mine. So I said, man, I want to go home and build that car up so bad. And he said, you better do it.
Right.
I went right over and bought the frame to start the car at that show.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, it was done.
So 5 years. You too in 5 years can make your car look like this.
Well,
It is a fantastic car, and as much as I enjoy looking at it, I also enjoy just as much hearing the stories. You guys have been fabulous. Thank you. Enjoy your car, and I hope you have many, many more memories to come.
We will.
All right.
You can hop in the seat. I'll take you for a ride.
All right.
After seeing this pickup, we guarantee you're going to be asking, what is it? Well, stick around and you'll find out what it is next on Street Rotting American Style.
Oh my goodness, I have found this ridiculous freak of nature. I have no idea what it is. I think it's some kind of like a Chevy T-bucket, something. I have no idea. This is the owner, Rob, and he's gonna tell us more about it. Rob, what the heck have you done?
It's a bunch of pieces of an old Chevy pickup.
So it's a old Chevy pickup.
It's a 50 Chevy pickup.
In 1950, Zenith develops the first remote control, rock singer Tom Petty was born, and plastic-covered tables and chairs were a standard furniture item.
So this is ridiculous. I mean, where did you come up with this idea?
I had other old trucks that I fixed up, and I have lots of parts laying around, and you know, the economy's bad, and I was trying to think of a way to put something together using up on parts.
Well, tell me, what is original?
The doors, part of the cowl is original, the little piece of the front of the hood is original, and all of the axles and steering and a lot of that stuff I tried to use original old Chevy pickup parts for the correct year.
Wait a minute. That steering is not original. That is nuts. They put them gears together. What are you doing? It looks like the old Sprint style, kind of.
Well, I was sitting on the floor driving, and it put the steering wheel up so high, I needed a way to drop it down. And when I used the original steering column, the pitman arm hangs down really low on these old trucks, but this truck hangs from the suspension, so I run the pitman arm upside down, which made it steer backwards.
So, so you're turning left and you're going right?
Yeah, that's what would have happened.
That's probably not too cool.
So it turns with less turns. Yeah, it'll turn the truck, but it lowers it down closer to my lap, you know, and plus it just looks kind of neat.
Dude, that's
just
awesome.
Something different.
That is awesome. You got turbo on this thing?
Yeah, there's a remote turbo.
Now, what's a remote turbo?
It just means I didn't hook the turbo directly to the engine. I run it remotely from more like the tailpipe.
Right.
But by doing that, I wasn't jeopardizing tearing up it's an old motor. You know, it doesn't have a lot of performance parts in it. It's cast pistons, and so.
You've got this carb enclosure around there that kind of caught my attention right underneath well, there's no hood, but right there staring at you. What's that?
Yeah, those are, I went to a restaurant supply store here in town, and they are like serving trays for a buffet or something.
Who told you to do this?
Yeah, that's about the cheapest way I could think of doing it.
You just came up with this out of the thin air, said, oh, I'm gonna put some pans together and I'm gonna build a carb enclosure.
Yeah, well, that was the way I could do it. The easiest thing I could think of without spending a ton of money to buy. They have factory ones that are built with aluminum and they're real thick and heavy, but it looks real modern.
Right.
And so I was trying to make it look like somebody could have done this 40, 50 years ago.
Is that the fuel tank?
Yeah.
What is that thing?
It's when I found it, it was a air compressor out on the farm, made out of
air compressor.
Yeah, it's like a B-29 or B-52 oxygen tank.
No way.
Yeah. And,
where'd you get that?
It was on the farm where my dad grew up.
You got this stuff laying around?
Yeah, everything was laying
Dude, let's
around.
build another one, man.
Yeah.
I'll come
I'm
over,
out of
we'll
parts.
hang out. You're all here. Dude, I tell you what, this thing is straight up legit awesome. Just awesome ride. I look forward to seeing it on the streets. Thank you so much for bringing it today. This thing is a beast, man.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. Very cool.
It's low, it's mean, it's downright nasty, and it's all Chris's because he built it. It's next on Street Rotting American Style.
Chris, tell me what we're looking at here.
This is a 1963 Chevy C10 stepside.
In 1963, one of the top movie hits was Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Hitting #1 on the radio was Blowing in the Wind by Peter, Paul and Mary, and AT&T introduces the touch-tone phone.
A step side, and this thing is a long bed step side.
It is a long bed.
That's what took me away when I saw this thing. How many of these were made?
108 in 1963.
That tail end goes forever, and those
does.
fenders go forever.
Yes.
It's like they're just massive. Why did you put fender skirts on those things?
I like how it makes it look like it's just sitting on the ground. It makes it even longer with those skirts on there. This thing looks cool.
But it's already sitting on the ground. How did you get this down here?
It's sitting on airbags.
It's bagged out then. Okay. How low can this thing go?
It's about as low as it can go. It's sitting on the frame right now.
Oh, it's sitting on the frame.
Right, right.
So do you like to drag it and you can start to scrape underneath this or not?
I used to, but now that I'm older, I don't. It's a little bumpy.
So do you realize the cost that it goes into scraping, right?
Right.
So no magnesium bars underneath this thing?
No.
So do you have people come and say, when are you going to finish painting it?
All the time.
All the time? And you tell them what?
It'll never be finished. According to my wife, it'll never be finished.
Does she really love you or not?
Yes.
Is she helping you out?
Yes.
So she does love you about this truck?
Yes.
She respects the truck? Okay, just make sure.
She used to be banned from riding in it because every time we went to a show it would break, but now it's...
And it was her fault, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay, speaking about your wife, she rides in this thing in the passenger seat, right? Being in the passenger seat, I'm also seeing a cooler. This is not air conditioning, but this is a cooler, a swamp cooler, right?
Cooler.
Does she get wet from this thing?
She does. It'll spit out water on her.
Tell me how this thing works.
You open up the cap, pour ice water in it, and then there's a tumbler or a drum inside it's basically made of straw with 2 ropes. And that sits in water, and you rotate it around until the cold side gets up to the top. As long as you're moving, it's nice.
If you're driving down the road, how do you change the rope?
That's her job.
Okay, she's right. So her purpose in life is to get this thing to the cool point and get wet for you so you don't have to, right?
Absolutely.
She's a loving wife.
She is. She is.
All right. Chris, what's under the hood?
It's a 292 straight 6.
Straight 6?
Right.
Split manifold or not?
Split manifold.
So you got a split exhaust manifold coming out.
Right.
Why would somebody go with a split manifold?
It sounds a lot better. It's cast iron headers, so they're going to last forever. And it just gets that sound. It's got a big cam in it, so it sounds like a V8, but it's not.
Really? As I go back, I see the exhaust comes out the fender.
Right.
Why'd you do that?
Well, I put a lot of money into that exhaust.
Yeah?
And as the lower I went, the more they scraped. So I decided to roll it up inside the frame.
The interior, though, immaculate.
Thank you.
I love what you've done to the dash. The dash looks really good. That nice paint, it's red paint.
Right.
Matches also the red pinstripes on this.
Right.
And you also got the red rims.
Red rims.
So really, flat black, red, you can't go wrong.
Can't go
Street
wrong.
Rodding.
Right.
Well, Chris, awesome truck. Thank you so much for letting us take a look at it.
Thank you.
This 63 Ford Falcon is equipped with a retractable top, but this wasn't optional equipment. It's not even a prototype. It's all Tim's idea. You need to check it out next on Street Rodding American Style.
Tim, I was walking by and this car caught my eye. Tell me what we're looking at.
This is a 63 Falcon 2-door hardtop retractable.
In 1963, Beatlemania takes off. The first U.S. lottery was held in New Jersey, and Lassie was the top viewed show on television.
Retractable. Okay, I'm gonna have to say that is what caught my eye. I saw the top, the hard top sitting up. I have never seen that before. Did that come stock from the factory like that?
No.
No.
I built this.
You built it?
Yeah.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
What made you think to even put a top on it like that?
Stupidity.
Stupidity.
No, I like the retractable hardtops. In the late '50s, Ford made them, and I've always liked them. And I'm in the Falcons too. I'm in the Falcon Club, and I've got a hardtop. I've got a convertible. And I thought I'm going to step it up a notch and let's make a retractable hardtop.
So you just grabbed the Sawzall and started going. Is that really
That's
seriously?
pretty much how it went.
That was kind of a joke, but not so much.
No, actually I thought it out for a long time. Didn't cut anything for a while. I did a lot of measuring and figure out what I had to do.
Okay, so I'm looking at your owner's manual up there, and it says retractable on there, and that looks pretty real to me.
It's a good thing.
Oh, no.
my nephew does digital editing.
Okay.
And he made the cover for me. And the original owner's manual says 63 Falcon registered owner's manual.
Right.
He edited it to where it says 63 Falcon retractable owner's manual. Plus he took a picture of my car and put the image on the original owner's manual cover. So it looks original.
Goodness. Okay, so you're a liar. Is that
I'm
what
a liar.
we're saying?
Oh yeah. And I built it.
We're okay with that.
I did a fake build sheet stating that this is the prototype for the 63 retractable. The car was to be photoshopped and then decommissioned and crushed.
Oh my goodness.
So this car supposedly never existed, but I got a build sheet saying it did.
That is
all
fantastic.
So,
now, are you seriously putting this over on people? Do they really think it's real?
This is actually the second time I've shown this car. The first time I took it to the Falcon National Convention in Louisville, Kentucky last July. And I had people at the show that know the cars. Buffalo.
Right.
They were believing this was a prototype.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty good.
And even the people there at the show were eating up on it. Because one of the guys, I had a kid come up to me and he said, you know, I thought you built this. I thought you faked the literature.
He said, but I was talking to this guy over here I know for 10 years, and he said, no, they built 3 of these.
That's good stuff.
So it was really neat that, you know, everybody was believing it. So
I love it.
and another thing I had to do to get the roof to fit into the trunk, I had to stretch the car 4 inches.
Oh, wow.
So I cut the back half off,
okay.
and when I cut it off, I made it set back 4 inches farther.
Oh, wow.
So it made the car 4 inches longer.
This is crazy. And you just came up all of it, all in your head.
Well,
sorta.
The retractable
Are you going to lie
bit,
to me? He's going to lie to me.
No, the retractable did. I wanted to do the retractable, but then I started to get the tape measure out and measuring what's going to work.
Right.
And I knew in order to make it work, I had to stretch it.
Okay.
But when the roof is down, the seat's down, then I put this cover on it, and it becomes a little 2-seater, like a speedster type car.
Oh, super
so
cool.
we kind of laugh and call it the Batmobile in a way, because it kind of looks like the Batmobile
It does. It does. Well, Tim, it is a fantastic car. Caught my eye right away, and you bet that I'm going to take you up on that drive one of these days. So you wait for it.
Wow. I mean, what a great car show this was.
Dude, tons of cars.
It's a great way to break up the cold winter months, dude, with some awesome cars.
Absolutely. And if you want to see some awesome car shows, join us next week and see why street rodding is more than just a hobby.
It's an addiction.
Support for Street Rodding American Style is provided in part by BG Products Incorporated. BG Products Incorporated is dedicated to making vehicles last longer and perform better in the meantime. In shops all over the world, BG Products serves the driving public with innovative products and proven programs of automotive maintenance. More information can be found at bgfindashop.com. And
Ren Radio plays your favorite oldies, great oldies of the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. Great oldies from Elvis, Chuck Berry, the Skyliners, and many more. Nothing but the greatest music ever laid down on disc. Ren Radio is online all the time at renradio.net.
Good times, great oldies, WREN.